Hello and welcome to soccerlens TV. I'm Andy Brassel. Now, sorry we're a tiny bit late this week, but we thought it was worth postponing so we could fit in all the fantastic action from the Champions League and the Europa League, and starting with the Champions League semi-finals. The first one on Tuesday night was a real damp squib between Lyon and Bayern Munich. We were hoping for a good clash over the two legs, and while Bayern have to be congratulated on their performance, they were terrific in both games. It was really disappointing that Lyon didn't put up more of a fight and it wasn't more of a contest. Now, they've got a lot of problems going on from where they are at the moment. They're just fifth in the French league. Of course, they need to get in the top three to qualify for the Champions League again. They spent 70 million euros last summer on 4 players, so they've got huge overheads as well. So really losing out on that Champions League money, and it looks as if Bordeaux could miss out too. They're in 6th at the moment, lost again at Valenciennes during the week. So if both of those two missed, it could theoretically put quite a dampener on the revival for French football that we've seen in the Champions League this season. Now, going across to Bayern, I think what was an outstanding element of their performance, and there are a lot of things to be praised because, of course, Louis van Gaal has really dug himself out of a hole, looking like he might be out of a job in December, turning it around with that 4-1 win at Juventus in the Champions League. So it's been a keynote for the improvement in their season. The thing that really has to be looked at, I think, is not just Arjen Robben, who has been magnificent this season, of course, and proving that when he's fit he could be one of the very best players in the world, but the other players of the squad, the more unsung members. I thought Hamid Altintop was fantastic on Tuesday. Of course, he set up second goal with a wonderful reverse ball, and Ivica Olic, who was a free transfer signing from domestic rivals Hamburg last summer. We thought he might be overshadowed by the likes of Miroslav Klose, who's been there for a bit, Luca Toni, who of course was loaned out to Roma, and Mario Gomez, a very, very expensive signing from Stuttgart, who's not really been at his best this season. Olic is not just a goal scorer, he's a real workaholic. He works the defenders just like Lisandro does for Lyon, although Olic's doing it a lot more successfully in this game. So hats off to him, hats off to Altintop, and hats off to Van Gaal, and we'll see how they get on in the final against Inter. Now, I know a lot of people are a bit annoyed with Inter for having the temerity to defend, to park the bus at the Camp Nou, to stop Messi, and really they did a very similar job to that Chelsea did in last year's semi-final. And I think it's worth noting the similarity between these two Mourinho foundation teams, if you like. The fact that Inter are very circumspect, they were very circumspect in style before Mourinho arrived under Roberto Mancini. This has been the source of a lot of Italian press criticism of Mourinho, that he's not really done much with the team, he's not really changed it too much. But of course they have very experienced players, so and a very good squad, so it's difficult to make wholesale changes, and I think it's shown at Chelsea post Mourinho that you don't necessarily throw the baby out with the bathwater. But yes, as I said, a similarity to Chelsea. Perhaps the difference is Inter carried out their plan a little bit more effectively, and of course had a bit more rub of the referee in green as well. But Barcelona still have a lot to play for this season. I think they've got a lot to be proud of. They've got a huge points total in the league that they've already surpassed last season's league points total, and if they can recover from this, they've got a chance of retaining their domestic crown at least. But for Mourinho, really, the world is his oyster. He can go on from here, and he has made little improvements to the side. Schneider and Goran Pandev are key players for them, and I'm sure will prove to be in what will be a tight final against Bayern as well. But people already plotting Mourinho's next move. A lot of people are saying, well, he could have already signed for Real Madrid. I've not heard anything on whether that is actually the case myself, but a lot of rumours flying around about that. That would be an explosive combination, surely. Florentino Perez, the president, and Mourinho, who is not a yes man by any stretch of the imagination, as he has proved at both Chelsea and Inter. So interesting to see where he goes next. We have to stop at the Europa League as well. A terrific achievement by Fulham, who are so close to being relegated from the Premier League just under 2 years ago. Roy Hodgson came in and almost miraculously saved them, really, got them into Europe, and now they're doing very, very well in Europe. And it's brilliant to see not just their progress, not just their fantastic effort, not just the great goals that have been scored by Simon Davis last night, Bobby Zamora going back against Wolfsburg and Shakhtar Donetsk, but the fact that they're having really great European occasions down at Craven Cottage. Now there are a lot of technically fantastic grounds these days, but the Cottage retains a real character, a real oldie-worldy sort of ground right next to the River Thames, and they've had a tremendous atmosphere for those games against Shakhtar, against Juventus, and now this one against Hamburg. They really got the Cottage rocking, so well done to Roy Hodgson and all of them. Liverpool, unfortunately for them, not quite as lucky. I'm not sure it would have been a major consolation for their travails this season winning the Europa League. But nevertheless, it's good to see an attacking team in Atletico Madrid in the final. Lots of exciting potential there. Of course, you have Jurado, Kun, Aguero, very celebrated, and also Diego Forlan, who scored the goal that put them through last night. He always seems to put the skids under Liverpool. And Jose Antonio Reyes, who's had a really tremendous season, flourishing under Quique Sanchez Flores, the coach, just as he did at Benfica last season. So a really entertaining match to look forward to in Hamburg on May the 12th. I hope you've enjoyed all of that this week. There's plenty of great league action to look forward to at the weekend. The title is still in the mixer in Germany, in Italy, in England, of course, where you've got those big matches between Liverpool and Chelsea, Sunderland and Manchester United. If you feel like dropping me any questions before next week, please do. My Twitter feed is here, right in front of me, or you could leave something in the space below this article. Anyway, have a great weekend, and we'll see you again next week.